Maybe the first day at barber school, they need to ask you that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Never thought about it. Am I giving it up? I'm thinking I'm just trying to make some money. But after years go by, you be like, damn, yeah. People trying to get their haircut on Saturday.
Right.
Are you ready to give up your Saturdays? And if he's ready for that, then he might be able to for the next step. Because anything else, I've seen people that never cut hair.
Welcome back to the Let's Evolve for Tomorrow podcast. I'm your host, Tyrone Dent, and we help aspiring entrepreneurs, new and existing entrepreneurs, and small businesses move to the next level by providing strategies, tips, strengths, and opportunities from seasoned entrepreneurs and seasoned small businesses. Right now, we have a special guest on the podcast, my barber, Antoine Scales, out of Steve's Barbershop on Morse Road here in Columbus, Ohio. How you doing, Antoine?
I'm all right. How about yourself, Tyrone?
Doing pretty good, man. So if you don't mind, if you could just give us just a quick intro and just your background.
Well, like you said, my name is Antoine Scales. I work at Steve's Barbershop, 2725 Morse Road. Been working there for the last 17 years, 17, 18, something like that. Same spot, yeah, same spot. Got my barber's license in 1997, so been doing it for a minute.
Okay. So what actually inspired you to become a barber? Like, did you just one day wake up and say, I'm going to barber school?
No. My mom has four boys.
Okay.
I'm the oldest out of four. I guess about 6th, 7th grade, because I think I started cutting the summer. I cut my own hair first one night. Then my mom seen it. Then I cut my brothers and them hair. So that been the summer from the 7th grade about to go to the 8th grade. You know, that's when you finally, for me, started looking into tennis shoes and things, looking into that more. It's like my homeboy, he was getting his hair cut every week. And we just couldn't get there. Like my mom worked, whatever the case may be, couldn't get there. I might have been getting my hair cut once a month. Went to the barbershop looking. Then I was like, man, I could do that. Messing around, we had like some home walls, home cuts, some little $20. We had 2 pair of them.
Okay.
I adjusted I used one just to line it up and one to cut, and it took me probably about an hour. Cut my hair, man, went on about the day, went outside the neighborhood, ain't nobody really paid no attention. Kicked it, when I kicked it, with played. Came back home a little later, and my mom was like, how you get to the barbershop? So I did that this morning downstairs. Like I said, call my brother, like, go and do him.
Right.
Took me about 45, another hour. It was a slow process, man. Knocked him out. Then my other brother, my dad worked third shift at the time, so when he finally the next day woke up and seen that we all had haircuts, like, all right. Took about 3 weeks. He finally was like, let me see, do me. And we doing this downstairs, and we had a bathroom downstairs, and I could touch both walls with my hands, messing around.
So you cutting your dad's hair?
Now I'm cutting my dad's hair, yeah,
Okay.
bam, cut him. So that was so all through school, I didn't really I was doing that through school, not really thinking this is what I want to be, because I'm looking at the street, driving this Benz 190, and I'm trying to get with these, you know what I'm saying? But I need a haircut, oldest, got an uncle here, he had been gone, so I ain't got no big brothers. I am the big brother, and I ain't got no cousins around. They all stayed out east on the east side. Okay. So I'm just running with the dudes in the neighborhood, and there's a couple cats out there. We in like a residential area. Ain't nobody selling dope or nothing right there, but we can go up the street around the way.
Right.
But I know, just how you know when you're a young black dude. So I know some cats is getting some money. They just not getting it right there where we at. So we walking around, but I'm trying to be with these. I just want some tennis shoes and some money to do some more saying. Mm-hmm. And all at this time, I'm delivering papers all at this time. So I got a couple of little dollars. So I delivered papers all the way till I was in 10th grade. You know what I'm saying? So I've been Started delivering papers in the 6th grade. So I've been delivering papers. So I guess that started the work ethic. I've been getting up in the morning because the paper delivered every day. Rain, sleet, snow, or shine. Ain't no Monday through 7 days a week.
Right,
So
right.
I'm doing that shit. So, man, fast forward, 94, 95.
And how old were you at the time?
At this time, I graduated, I'm about 19.
Okay,
'Cause I
okay.
graduated high school in 94, so, yeah. My daughter born in 95, 95.
Okay.
So, fast forward, she my wife now, so my girl, she pregnant. I'll never forget, it's Mother's Day. But Mother's Day is coming up. My mom is getting her hair done, and then my girl getting her hair done at the same spot. So I know they there. So I go to take them some flowers. Mother's Day about to be the next day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Was while I'm in there. Well, I don't want to say the name of the shop. You know
No,
what I'm
I
saying?
got you. I got you.
But
That's
it's
all right.
while I'm in there, they getting their hair done. So I go get my hair cut. They got a barbershop in there too.
Okay.
Man, they do that. So I get my hair cut, come back, and my mom like, what's wrong? She like, this time haircut's only like $15, $16. I think, and if you wanted to part, a couple extra dollars. So I was like, I just gave him $18 for something I've been doing myself.
Right, right.
The lady that owned the shop, she been knowing me as a kid, since a kid. She been doing my mom's hair, so she know me. You know, I know her, and she was like, you know what that tells you, right?
Right.
She's like, go to barber school. You need to go on barber school. Talked to her. She told me exactly where to go, and you can do it. So the next day is Mother's Day, Sunday. So I go that Monday, go down there and talk to the people. They like, yeah, you can start, blah, 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 so forth. And that was it from there. So a coincidence sent me to, you know what I'm saying, barber school.
So
Coincidence.
when you got your certification, did you start off in the shop or
When I got my license, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I got my license. I graduated barber school like on a Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay. Thursday, if anybody from Columbus, the next day when I got out of school, I ain't got when I finished school, you don't get your license till you pass the test. So
okay.
I finished school like on a Tuesday or Wednesday.
Right.
Whatever. I end up starting the very next day is I started working at Mr. Brown's, and if you're from the north side, Mr. Brown's is like the NBA of the barbershop around that time. If you can get in there, guaranteed to make some money. He was a little different dude, old school type of how he ran his life and talked and did things, but you guaranteed to make some money. So
okay.
I graduated on a Wednesday. I was in there. So I was in there for like 30 days. I actually ended up getting caught cutting hair without my license in there.
Okay. So
they pushed me back.
So you started cutting in there before you got your license?
I graduated. I got out of school Tuesday or Wednesday. If it was Wednesday, that Thursday I was.
So you got to wait.
I was
to
in
get
the
your
barbershop.
license.
Yeah, you gotta. The test come. It's the barber school that I went to. That's actually where they take the test at. But the test is one Monday, the first Monday of every month.
Gotcha.
So the test had already been taken.
Okay.
By the time I graduated, so once you know what I'm saying, you finish your hours, they tell you done, then you gotta go sign up. You just can't walk in. You gotta sign up for the test, and if it's full, you gotta wait till the next one. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. So when I got out, I wasn't called. They was like, all right, they're gonna put me on the schedule, because I think the next month. So I got my license like October or something.
Okay.
So November I was supposed to take the test, because whatever, you know what I'm saying. The first class was filled. I know she told me that, so it'd be on the next one would be. So it was like 45, 50 days I had to wait to take the test.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. But in the mix of that, I get caught cutting. So they pushed me back another 30 days.
Okay.
And gave me a fine. So when I finally got my license, I ended up getting my license. They caught me in there.
Mm-hmm.
They had it set up kind of sweet. If I wasn't cutting hair, I was sitting in the chair like this. They got a barber chair. So, but by me going to the school that they worked at, they already knew who I was.
Right.
So when he walked in, he went on, gave me the paper. You know, you fill out the paperwork. You know, give you a fine. The place that I worked at, they had caught him before, so I think I had $100 fine. He might have had a $500 fine.
Right.
And I ended up having to pay that once I got my license. So got my license, $100 fine, and shit. That was it.
So, as a new barber, how did you market yourself when people came in? Did you just like sit there hoping that people would come to your chair? Were you outspoken, especially as a new barber?
By the time I got my license, I've been cutting people's hair in the neighborhood. So I got the neighborhood. I got 3 younger brothers. They got friends. So so I already got some people that I've been messing with,
Right.
family and friends. But when you first start 9 times out of 10, you go. I had to work up north because I was living up north. Everything I did was on the north side, so it wouldn't be good for me to go work out east where don't nobody know you. So you're gonna be working in an area that somebody knows you, or the barbershop you used to go to when you was a kid, or anything like that. So you kind of familiar with the area, or just back then. I think this is the early '90s, or late '90s. You know, if you stayed up north, you did.
Right.
You ain't go out east. You
Right.
ain't going. So I went to Mifflin High School. Everywhere where I'm working at is the same area. My mom still stayed in the same house we grew up in. I stayed 10 minutes away from her on the north side. I work at Steve's. So you keeping everything in a familiar area. So when you coming in, and these places that I worked at had heavy walk-in.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Heavy walk-in. So the shop is bumping like.
So did you have people like sitting in the chairs, like looking at your style of cutting, or
they watching you. You know, if you've been in a barbershop, rather you do. If he ain't cutting your hair or not, the person that you waiting on, you looking at the person to the left and to the right.
Right.
Now you might not see the person if they cutting behind you over there. You ain't judging. You looking. So, as time goes on, somebody might have been watching you, looking you, and you'll get it. Or, you every now and then you get cocky and you be like, if you don't like it, you ain't gotta pay for it.
Right.
Like that. You do things but most of them places you bringing people in, but I just ain't waiting. I got people already that's dealing with me, so somebody coming in, so that'll help you out. If you ain't got no clientele, it's gonna be hard. So now you gotta talk in. But if the shop is moving, it's people gonna come in. They coming and going.
right,
Coming and going. Somebody don't want to wait. They ain't gonna be able to wait every day, all the time.
right,
You gonna get somebody, so you have to learn how to sit. That's you learn that. You learn how to sit. So it's marketing ain't like it. Wasn't no social media.
Right.
so
That's true.
everything was word of mouth. You got some business cards, or if you had a shop that is prominent.
Right.
So you didn't go to no shop. Every shop that I ever worked at, and there's probably 4 of them, always been on a major street, Cleveland Avenue, Morse Road. You know what I'm saying? And I worked on High Street.
Okay.
On campus. You know what I'm saying? Colors is no longer there now. But so these are predominantly. It's moving. The area is moving.
Right. And you said Mr. Brown's, that was like the NBA bar.
Back then,
the NBA of the barbershop. So
on the other north side, we can't judge the whole, but on the north side, if you done stopped by there and got your hair cut at least one time.
Okay.
And it's a lot of barbers that got barbershops in the city that went through Mr. Brown's.
Right.
Yeah.
So what were some of your like milestones and turning points as a barber? So you fresh, you kind of, not necessarily new into the game, but at this point you went to school, you got your license.
Yeah, you still new. It take you about 3 years. You just grinding, because if you working in the shop and you looking, you seeing what you can, you seeing there's some money that can be made. And overnight, and like anything, just like starting a business, they ain't gonna work overnight.
Right.
So you're gonna have to sit there and go to lunch, you might have to sit here. You can't go to lunch with them. Now you can get some of these people that they ain't getting. They ain't there to get the walk-ins because you there, you play the game sort of like the streets or anything else,
Okay.
And you got to wait your turn. If you ain't patient in the barbershop, it's going to be hard.
So would you say your milestone was just basically critiquing and, I guess, polishing and sharpening your craft until it was your turn?
You didn't cut so much by this time, when you get out of barber school, 9 times out of 10, you know you ready for the barbershop.
Okay.
So you never stop cutting hair till you get in the shop. You don't stop cutting hair at home until you get in the barbershop and you've been there for a minute. Then you be like, I ain't cut no more hair at home.
Right.
So you constantly, every day, you done did something every day, whether it's yourself, somebody else, your kids. You going to barber school 5 days out the week,
Right.
6 days out the week. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Monday through, when you at the end, when you trying to hurry up. So it ain't you got confidence. Just anything like I know I can do it.
Right.
So that ain't. It's just now you need somewhere. Sort of like a drug dealer. Now you need a trap to sell it out of or a corner.
Right.
I got it. You know what I'm saying? Here it is right here. I sit here, I can make it. You know what I'm saying? You already got the confidence that you can do it.
Okay.
Or you wouldn't be there. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You ain't. Then I'm seeing it's like the cats that I've been looking at,
Right.
like Harvey Neal, Spank, and Morse. It was some cats that could go.
Okay.
So you like you already took some of these cats that I went to barber school with. Is some from that could go. Jamie Woods, Phil Wade, you know what I'm saying, Reese, that I used to work with, Steve, actually. A lot of cats that I'm working with now that I went to barber school with, watch them come out, you know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
Mike Powell, I went to school, barber school with some dudes that, like I say, got shops now, own shops, and they can go. So
Right.
if you can stand side by side with them,
Okay.
and I was, learning, you done cutting, them is most of your milestones and shit. Your milestone things you said in barber school. If I can finish this, I can make it.
Okay. Okay.
So it ain't really when you get in the shop, because the shop moving. Then once you get in the shop, everything you learned in barber school, throw that out the window.
Okay. So let's revisit the milestones and turning point. At any point, did you look at the other people that you were side by side with that were probably leaving the shop that you were at or any other shop, starting their own barbershop? Did you ever want to start your own barbershop?
Nah.
Why not?
I mean, you think about it, but it ain't simple. I try and live a simple life. Let me go on, get this money, and get on out of here. I don't want to. I don't want to be responsible. And I don't know if that's the right word or phrase to say, but like when you start your own, you get your own shop. And I would say this now. I got enough talent, skill, whatever. I could open up a shop, but it's a guarantee that I tell you to come with me is you gonna make some money.
Right. Right.
I don't want to feel bad if the next person, you know what I'm saying?
So me coming with you as a barber.
Or just anybody. I got the shop open now. You come on over here and work for me. Yeah, it's bumping. It's people coming in. And is they gonna give you a chance? Can you bring some people to help out?
Right.
Because I know I got enough people for me. So that when you start your own shop, location, and things of that nature. Do you want to be in a building like we in right now recording? That ain't good.
Right.
Personally, I don't think that's good.
Right. Right. Why is that?
You want to somebody come past here, they don't know it's a barbershop in here. If you're in the doctor's office type thing, now you have to promote unless you got everybody in there got clientele. Then it's simple, it's easy, it'll work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or it's a clothing store inside the building that you're working beside where people constantly coming that can see you. But if not,
right.
I always thought, the walk-ins, you get a lot of people when we're working now trying to buy a car or going to public stores.
Right.
So they see it. When I worked at Brothers, it's a store right there, Cleveland Avenue going down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even and Mr. Brown's is on Cleveland Avenue too, but it's that word and mouth and the quality of barbers that they had at the time in there that then came through there. At one time when I started working at Brothers, half of them dudes that worked at Brothers came from Mr. Brown's. They left Moss, all them used to work at Mr. Brown's, left Mr. Brown's to start Brothers.
Wow.
So that's how I ended up getting the spot at Mr. Brown's because them left, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
So you left Mr. Brown's and went to Brothers?
when I left Mr. Brown's, I didn't have my license, so I got my license. I started working at Colors on campus.
Oh, okay.
So I did a little stretch on campus.
Okay.
So I worked at Mr. Brown's first. Then I went to campus when I officially had my license.
Gotcha.
Worked there. Then my homie Bob ended up opening up a shop. So I worked on campus from 97 to 2000.
Okay.
From 97 to 2000, my homie Bob opened up a shop out east. I ended up going with him because that was right around the time when Campus Partners was buying everything up on campus.
Mm-hmm.
So like shop I worked at is no longer there. You can't even, if you wasn't around that time, you don't even know. It's a Cane's right now on the corner of 11th and High.
Okay.
The street was a one-way, not a two-way now. All that shit there. None of that was down there. It used to be a BW3 door, couple doors down. Scully's, the Scully's that people going to now, the bar and shit.
Right.
On Sunday, Scully's used to be right there. It's a lot of stuff. Just things changed. So he ended up, Campus Partner started buying people out and moving things around. We ended up going out east. I worked out east with him. And then that might have, I don't know. Financially, it wasn't the best, but it helped me grow up.
Why is that?
Campus get 18 every year all over. September it turn 18 all over. But you're getting older, you know, and just you gotta when you're working in an environment like that, you have to interact with the people. So I was 20 something still going to icebreakers. Right. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm too old to be but
so you were late 20s at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is how you still, I might have been, but what, 24 or something?
Okay.
23, 24, but you got to think they coming in 17, 18.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody at that icebreaker 18 years old, but I'm cutting the dudes and promoting the icebreaker and doing, you know what I'm saying? So you just, by now, I'm getting more established. You got some money, you making money, you blowing money, you know, but just helped me realize, once I left there, slow down a little bit. My family getting a little better. I'm thinking more and more. I need to settle down. Went on, proposed to my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then left there. I left there, and so from 2000, I worked out east for 4 years. Left there in 2004.
So you left Colors?
I left Colors in 2000.
In 2000, okay.
Then I used to work at Premier Cuts with my dude that I worked. I used to. Me, Bob, and Spence.
That was the shop out east.
Out east, yeah, off of Refugee, and it was a great shop. I did. It was a barbershop and car wash. Like you getting your hair cut, you wash your car, go through. You can actually see it getting washed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you sat in my chair, it was a window like this, facing that way. All the chairs face that way, and you can see the cars going through getting washed. And it was just. Ain't nothing. You stop at East Lamar, might holler at this chick, but getting a haircut, sitting on Barbershop, fucking around out east. So it was just before its time.
So let me ask you this, and I don't know if you mentioned this or not. Why'd you leave Mr. Brown's? That was your first shop.
Right, I didn't have no license. I got caught. I didn't have to leave, but I was working every day till just coming in on the weekends until I got my license because. You don't want to get caught no more. Get caught again, might not let me get my license at all. So it was just, I was just going in there on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You know what I'm saying? And it was just, it ain't consistent. You know what I'm saying? And you worried this and that. So I just did like the last 2 weeks. I just like, man, I'm going to get my license, Mr. Brown. I'll holler at you.
Okay.
Then you just waited for the test. I was waiting for the test. Now test came, bam. I ended up started working at Colors. Dude, my Juan he got his own shop like everybody,
Okay.
Got his own shop. He went to barber school with him.
So why didn't you stay at Mr. Brown's?
It ain't. It's a different environment.
Okay.
Not nothing negative.
Right.
Just I'd have seen it. He helped mold me. Like Mr. Brown's, you got to be there on time. If the shop is open at this time, if you ain't got no excuse or whatever, so say the shop open up at 8:30. If you coming at 9:30, you got to pay a fine.
Oh wow.
$25 or like if you're going to the doctor or dentist or something, he ain't tripping or something. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But you just wake up and I ain't going to work till noon. But it teach you this.
Okay.
I can give you this $25.
Mm-hmm.
or don't just take the day off. But I can give you this $25, and you guaranteed to make that $25. The next 45 minutes, you didn't have that $25 back.
Right.
So you can give him the $25, make $125, or so teach you, give my $25. And I done gave him $25 several times. Everybody, man, I'll be there. You call and tell him I'll be there. Ain't no cell phones. You call in the shop. Then, hey, I'll be there. What you call it? You know what it is. I know. So
Right.
when you walk in, before you go touch that station, you going to break him his bread off and go and get to work. And it's just structure. He has structure. The shop closed at 5:30. We cleaned the shop every day. Everybody at 5:30, if you had somebody you was finishing up, you got to finish you finish him, but everybody else, we cleaning, mopping, sweeping. And by 6:15, we out of there. The door's locked.
Okay.
And that structure was great. I needed that to help you realize, all right, like you say, now I know what I'm telling you, just sitting. I used to sit there and read the paper. I walked to the store, a little, whatever that is, it's still there to this day. That little gas station, get the newspaper, sit back in there, read the newspaper. That might go to lunch because I'm the new dude in there. But he helping you too when you're home. He be like, I got a hot new dude out the barber school. He pretty good. Go on, bam.
Okay.
So he'll help you. Everybody in the shop. Nigga, like I said, I went to barber school with some of them dudes in there. When I was in there, Darnell ended up buying the shop. Mm-hmm. Darnell got it right now. I can't think of the name of it. Same place. Darnell got it now. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was coming in there. My homeboy and them was getting their hair cut by Darnell. A lot of in high school, parts and I stole off of Darnell, putting in my little brothers in them hair. Going there, I'll cut my hair down and just get a line up by them. So, you know what I'm saying? I've been around the barbershops, and my dudes got their hair cut. My homeboy B and his brother Quan.
Okay.
They got their hair cut every week.
Right.
And they started at Mr. Brown's, then they left them, a lot of them from Stoney to Morse and all them left Mr. Brown's and opened up Brothers. Morse and Stoney was the owners of Brothers, you know what I'm saying? They are brothers, so that's how you get the name Brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I actually remember one of the owners. I don't think I ever met the other
Morse. Yeah, the other one, you might not have seen Stoney. Stoney rarely worked. But when I started working in there, he wasn't working in there.
Right.
Yeah.
So you left, and I don't know if you said this or not. You left Mr. Brown's. You went to Colors. Why'd you leave Colors?
Like I said, Campus Partner was buying it up, and I got to thinking it's getting young, so I went on out east. My dude, fresh, you know what I'm saying, new start, just that time.
So did you have to, every time you moved, did you have to start over as far as your clients?
No, by now you got, like, I didn't take no clients from Mr. Brown's to Colors, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up growing some customers at Colors. 3 years, if you somewhere in 3 years, you can get some. But you got to think, I'm still cutting from the neighborhood now. I still got people coming, friends, people. Now I'm meeting other people, college students that can't go nowhere. They ain't got no cars.
Right.
And Colors, but Colors was the first place that I ever worked that took appointments.
Okay.
So that's helped me. Like, I take appointments now. I'm the only person in the shop at Steve's that take appointments. Everybody else do walk-ins. But so I already was familiar with the appointment thing. Mm-hmm. So then you know, they're on campus, and campus is a lot different now. It wasn't no shoe stores, none of that shit. It was restaurants, bars on one end, and at that time, all the bars was right there where we was working at. So, you know, did a lot of stuff down there. So you grow them people, 3 years, got some people, still cutting family and friends from the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So go out east, meet a couple people out there. So I'm out there for 3-4 years, left there. I left there in 2004. I left there, then started working in Brothers. Okay. And Brothers was now getting back to your roots or whatever. Because now I'm back on the north side.
Okay.
Back on the north side. No dude, my homie Jar that I work with now. Mm-hmm. Went to high school with him. Been knowing him since a little kid. Man, I've been knowing Jar since we was in the first grade together.
Oh wow.
So I've been knowing Jar since that long. Hey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a long time, man.
So, bam. Now we, went to high school working. So he the one who was like, I already knew Morse. My dude, Jody, that had the car wash, him and Morse, saying good friends. So he put the word in for me. Bam. other people that was working in there, like Kev Stringer. I went to work school with Kev.
Mm-hmm.
Went to high school with his brother. You know what I'm saying? It's going over there was a simple transition because I'm from the north side. No, when the work school with Steve, no was already in there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was simple, and a lot of cats that just they not coming out east.
Right.
So now it's easy. Now I'm getting more of the neighborhood cats coming back through. And like I said, I got 3 younger brothers. They got friends, and you know, so it was easy. Now I got up north and it made it easy. And brothers is like the extension of a Mr. Brown's.
Okay.
Brothers got 10 barbers in there, and it's moving. It got 10 different personalities, 10 different, you know what I'm saying, and it's going in and out. The door swinging. You can take his work, you gonna make some money.
Right.
You know, and at that time, Mr. Brown brothers was probably the highest booth rent in the city. You got to think in 04, we was paying $200 back then.
Okay. So
that
was
lets
high,
you know.
That was high back
Hell
then?
yeah, it's high.
Well, I mean,
Sky high. Yeah, shit. But it's coming through. $200, you pay him $200 a week, but it's open 6 days a week and it's money.
Yeah.
So going there helped me. That was the first place that I ever worked on Saturday. Open up at 6:30.
Okay.
And it's open and it's going down. So you can make that. You ain't got to take no money to work on Saturday.
Right.
You pay that. You know what I'm saying? If you moving by 1 o'clock, you done made that $200 to get him.
Okay.
And you got whatever and it's going down. There's money to be made.
Right. So how long were you there before you left and went to Steve's?
2 years.
So how did that transition happen? He just one day said, "Hey, I'm about to open a barbershop. You want to come with me?"
No, he never asked.
Okay.
I never had no intentions, honestly, to go to Steve's. Because brothers is going down.
Right.
Now it's less people, less competition. It's just me and Jar there. But so now me and Jar is there, and it just the change. Now it's like how I want to put it. It just start changing. You like for a barbershop when the owner is there but not there, everybody you can't have 10 people on the same accord. So that's never gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like since they figured me, Jar, and somebody else, a couple other people we were making the money in the shop. Like the shop was going down, meaning like the bathroom would be messed up, and you know, you got all the people going in there, you need to clean it. But you see I got these people here, help out, it's still us.
Right.
And you know, we wanted management to really have a meeting so we can come together. Because now Steve left and got his own shop, Reese left, got his own shop. And those were not the glue. Well, yeah, we going to say the glue. Reese worked on the left side, Steve worked on the right side. But these are straightforward. They handling business.
Mm-hmm.
They going, come on, man, let's get together, let's do this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They could be a voice. These are there before me, so I can't really be telling these cats what to do.
Right, exactly, exactly.
And, you know, and it just, so come on, Morse. When they left, come on, let's call a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
He never really did, or I don't know, it just, so then as you seen it, and one day just like, something was going on, so I got to stop cutting my dude's hair or whoever to do something with the toilet or something in the bathroom, and it was just like we shouldn't be that divided.
Right.
We all getting the same money.
Right.
We all paying the same amount.
Mm-hmm.
But if he ain't here to come help us out, let's get it together. It was just like that. That's how I was feeling that day, and called Steve, because Steve's shop opened up in February, me and Jar, February of 06.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't go to September of 06, after Labor Day, because my birthday be falling on Labor Day.
Okay.
So after that, the holidays went, then me and Jar went down there and been there ever since.
Okay. So what would you say some of the key challenges are as a barber, like things that you've experienced and that you had to overcome? So because, you know, we have listeners and there may be some barbers out there, aspiring barbers, new barbers, and they want to know what to look forward to, what not to look forward to, and how to handle some of those things.
The first thing, it ain't The key challenge is once you been get up and go, but to get it going after you've been doing it a while, you could be burnt out, or it ain't no you you can never let it be about you.
Okay.
But you can't let the customers run you, because that can happen too.
Okay.
Yeah,
What do you mean by that?
Meaning, you so and so need a haircut. I gotta be there. You gotta be there. Now you missing out on you gotta be somewhere at 6, and the dude come in at 5:30,
Mm-hmm.
and you want this last extra bit of dollars, and you gotta be somewhere at 6.
Mm-hmm.
So you might rush through him, but now you're still gonna be late. So, man, I got to go. So
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature, it'll pull you. You know what I'm saying? Or you scheduling. You ain't gonna want to miss no Saturday because the money is there, and things. Those are things you have to figure out how you gonna juggle it.
Okay. So how did you overcome those things?
Took a long time. I haven't.
Okay.
but it's, I'm saying more. You know what I'm saying? You saying no. I can't do it. But it ain't you. The people is your business.
Okay.
So you got to be there for the people, and I just, my main thing, try and be consistent. You can call me, I'm gonna be at work. Now with the appointment thing makes it easier, so you ain't wasting your gas. You can coming from, because now people coming from Reynoldsburg, Pataskla, Pickerton, all over.
Mm-hmm.
You come back up north to get their haircut, and
Right.
so now by having an appointment, you ain't wasting or guessing if I'm gonna be here.
Right.
So none of that. So that helps out. Just things, and you gonna get burnt out. But go on, if you say you're gonna be there at this time, try and be there. Schedule an off day if because you can get irritated. Then you could be making money, and it'd be a lot of things, man. A lot of things. Most important thing, and what I learned, the nigga hustling does not tip better than the nigga that works at Chase. So once you realize, for real, you got big money, he gonna pay the money, skip the line in the club, whatever. Gonna give you exactly what that haircut is for. Not all of them.
Right.
But most, you know what I'm saying, the working dudes, so don't. And then once everybody, the dude that work at Chase, don't treat him no different than the dude that's out there with all the stacks.
Okay.
Or the rapping artist, you gonna, especially if you got to do so-called celebrity or something, if he only dealing with you once every 2 months,
Mm-hmm.
don't shit on these niggas that you seen every week
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
so what would you say? I know you're not competitive, right? But what do you feel sets you apart from the other barbers in the barbershop?
Says, and most of us got the same mentality, whatever.
Okay.
I'm there, so it ain't no me. I look at it like this: I work in the shop with you. I'm working beside you,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not a better person than you.
Right.
I'm not. It
Exactly.
ain't no, just like your neighbor.
Right.
If you stay somewhere, and I don't care if he got this and that. We next door neighbors. You ain't. We pay the same fucking taxes.
Exactly.
Whatever. So it ain't. I never looked at. I don't want to be in a competition
Right.
with nobody, because once I make it a competition, if me and you, I'm gonna be trying to shit forever.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I don't people I deal with and coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't, if I'm gonna come in there and be who's the best. You can pick. We all good. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna say I'm better than,
Right.
but I'm not gonna say that to him. And I wake up every morning thinking I'm better than half the people in the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm better. You know what I'm saying? For
Right.
real. So I got that confidence, but I'm just not gonna do it. Am I? So what set me apart? I don't know. I just try and be consistent.
Okay.
So it ain't no. I ain't no showcase barber. I can give you that haircut that you can go to work with, you can go to church with, you can go to, you know what I'm saying? Consistently, I'm going to consistently give you the same quality.
Okay.
Quality. I'm trying to still give quality over quantity.
Right.
The quantity going to come.
Right.
Then, now, I didn't start doing appointments till the pandemic.
Okay. Right. I remember that.
So now I'm really, if you're going to wait 5 people, I got to give you what you looking for,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be easily 5 people anytime. You know what I'm saying? Be
Right.
there, but now I didn't switch that up. It ain't. I'm not moving like a machine anymore, and so it just that might help give you the quality, get you there. I'm gonna be at work.
Well, you know me. I call you the barbershop whisperer. I know, I know you're a very humble guy, but I wanted to say that because, man, there's been so many things that I would come to you about that we can kind of relate to in terms of like having kids, just all kind of personal conversations that you give me a lot of insight on. So I appreciate it. So that's one thing that I'll say definitely sets you apart. Outside of that, can you give us a success story? Anything you can think of throughout your journey as an entrepreneur?
Dang. Man, like I said earlier when we was talking, my success is being a black man still alive.
Okay.
Ain't know what the hell I was gonna be doing at 25. So that's a success. If you us older black men and young black men in general, it's so much you gotta, rather it's the streets, the school, your homies, a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Every day everybody entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying, is trying to be a success, and it's just how you wanna put it. So my success is still being here. I'm taking care of myself.
Okay.
I done help a couple kids go through college. My kids,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying.
Right.
I got a house. I'm trying to, got a dog. Just don't have no white picket fence. You know what I'm saying.
Right.
Those are the simple things that car. Once you realize you gotta figure out your lane, then the success can come.
Okay.
If you putting your lane way up here,
Right.
it might take you 50 years to get to up there. But if your lane is, even keel and simple, probably never gonna have no Lamborghini money. So why the fuck I chasing this Lamborghini? Because you ain't in the Lamborghini market in Columbus.
Exactly.
I need to go to Detroit or somewhere I can count some of these superstars and get, you know what I'm saying? But if you got kids and this and that.
So if you don't mind, can you share some type of like failure or setback? Like anything that you can think of as a barber? Because, I mean, we've had so many conversations and I would hear you talk about, for example, a new guy that may start in the barbershop and you may go over and give them tips because it's something that you learned along the way. So what's a setback or a failure that you had that you overcame, and how did you overcome it?
Me getting up going to work, whatever. For me personally, failures and setbacks, you might have a setback because you got a speeding ticket and I got to get them $500. Those are the type of, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If in the business, you can go to work. If this ain't none of the shops I ever worked up, burnt down, nothing like that. So it ain't no, you can't. It's only way you fail in the barber world if you don't treat the customers and what you got going the right way.
Okay. So how did you?
A setback? Maybe I ain't got no limbs. I ain't had no months in the hospital or nothing like that. So it ain't. God forbid, I haven't seen none of those failures or setbacks. And it's once you the shopping, how the climate and the things go, you know what month's gonna be popping. Like January about to be slow as hell. It's forgiving.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying, you preparing for that.
Why is January slow?
I don't. It just some people then they make the New Year's resolutions. The weather get to change, and some people ain't get my haircut wasting every week. Might come every 2 weeks, and it just slow down from January. Valentine's Day it pick back up. So you got probably a 45-day stretch. It might be slow. Like I say, the weather change. People trying to get their money back. They done spent Christmas. Kicking it for the New Year's, and just that's when everybody trying to get their books back together, and it affect you.
Okay, so actually that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. So January slow time picks back up around Valentine. So does it pretty much from February when it picks up? Does it stay consistent from that point?
You have weeks, 4 weeks in a month.
Right. Just on average.
Just on the average, I'm just saying, 4 weeks in a month. It on your flow.
Right.
You might have at this time, say every 2 weeks, and it might be a heavy every 2 weeks dudes.
Okay.
Them dudes. It might be you. So you add them 2 weeks people with the people that come every week. You'll see it. You'll know. You be like the first and second week, I'm be killing them.
Right.
Third and fourth, it just might change. It just depends on how your clientele coming. But you'll see how it.
Okay. So what's some advice? You give a lot of advice, a lot of solid advice, and I know you always say you're a
I'm
normal
just telling
dude.
you about
Your experience.
everyday life, man. There ain't no. This
But-
ain't no. And this is. I try and give you both ends.
So let me say this: I want to go to barber school, and I come to you. You're OG of barbers because you've been in the game for a long time. You've been to multiple barbershops, and I come to you and I say, hey, I want to become a barber. What's some advice you would give me?
First thing would be like, are you ready for the sacrifice? And the sacrifice is depending on, you're going to have to sacrifice to go through school. What I didn't know, and I didn't realize this, I think maybe you told me this a couple years back. Are you ready to give up every Saturday of your life? Never thought about that. Maybe if the first day of barber school, they need to ask you that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Never thought about it. Am I giving it up? I'm thinking I'm just trying to make some money. But after years go by, you be like, damn, yeah. People trying to get their hair cut on Saturday.
Right.
Are you ready to give up your Saturdays? And if he ready for that, then he might be able to for the next step. Because anything else, I done seen people that never cut hair, went through barber school, never cut hair, didn't cut no hair till that first person that barber school put in front of them. So it can be done. So it ain't, you know what I'm saying, none of that. So that's the only question is, you ready for this Saturday? Anything else? Barber school is like the 13th grade. You going to have some fun in barber. So all ages, doing a different sides of town. Some cats might be coming from Cleveland just to go to barber school, back to Cleveland, Cincinnati. Barber school is a great time because it ain't, y'all in there, the school, if the school is packed, it's just like a barber, like you in a barber shop.
Right.
People talking this and that, you trying to, when I went to barber school, it was off the chain.
Okay. Okay.
Off the chain.
Right,
You know
right,
what I'm
right.
saying? Off the chain. Yes. Yeah. So it's just, you're going to have some fun. You're going to meet some people. And it's, besides that, then now once you get your license, but the world is, the younger generation is different. So that they got it. And it took me a couple years from the younger dudes coming in like, man, listen, I ain't getting my license coming to work at 9 o'clock.
Right.
I'm like, what?
Right.
But I understand it now. It ain't my generation. You know, get here at 9, get off at 6, so I can go spend some of this money I just made. I ain't got all day. I still got to get home to the family. So it's a little different. So I understand that's being self-employed, being an entrepreneur, you know, how you want to do it. So once you, just like their music, you got to, it's changing, they changing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with all of it now. Used to have my little words and comments about it, but now you right.
Right.
What difference do it make? As long as he paying his booth rent, what difference do it make? He come at 12 or
Right. Because that's on him.
yeah, it ain't. Who am I to say it's right or wrong?
Right.
Once I got it in my head.
Right.
Yeah, you absolutely right. I apologize for any of y'all, my young homies that came through, and I'm like, need to get some of this. I apologize.
Right.
I don't say it anymore. I probably stopped saying that 4 or 5 years ago. Okay. There was a couple young dudes that came through the shop and was like, so don't let the young world live it.
Okay. So there you have it from my barber, Antoine Scales. Let me tell you, this dude is definitely the barbershop whisperer, in my personal opinion. He's been cutting my hair for a very long time. I followed him from Brothers on Cleveland Avenue. If you're in Columbus, if you're visiting Columbus, Ohio, Antoine Scales is the barber to go to at Steve's Barbershop. My son just graduated. He's 17. He's been cutting my son's hair. He actually gave him his first haircut. Cut his hair for a number of years, at least 15 years. He's still cutting my son's Cameron hair. He's 14. He's really good. For me, it's been about a week since I've been in the barbershop, so I got to get back in there. But Twan, how can they find you?
Yeah, Steve's Barbershop, 2725. I guess social media, I'm on it, but I don't be posting. But if y'all want to, Facebook, just my name, Antoine Scales, I think. Then on Instagram, I think it's Tricky the Great. I all them pages is open, so y'all can go and see. I don't know if I ain't posted no haircuts in so long, but it's,
Okay.
you know, you can get a little insight, a little bit about my life. Mostly ain't nothing but family stuff on there, you know.
And I want to thank Antoine Scales, my barber from Steve's Barbershop, for coming out. Thank you for joining the Let's Evolve for Tomorrow podcast, where we help aspiring, new, and existing entrepreneurs and small businesses scale to the next level by inviting people to the podcast that can talk about their failures, setbacks, success stories with us to help us grow to the next level. And we'll see you next time.